Hi there, my name's Michael and welcome to Tabletop-Infiltrator. In today's video I'll be showing you my latest scenery purchases and how I go about setting up my tables for games of 40k. I've always thought scenery is an important part of the hobby. That said, you can set up using just about anything. When I first started collecting 40k, I just used stacks of books and crockery and toilet rolls, and that did me just fine. Scenery can be expensive, so what I did is I played the long game. I started collecting mine quite a few years ago, and it's only recently that I'm now in a position to have a full table's worth, and for me it was definitely worthwhile. Scenery should definitely act as a backdrop for the main event, which is your miniatures. I'm not a fan of bright contrasting in-your-face battle mats and terrain, which end up drowning out your models. So for me, it's all about softer tones and colours, and what I found is this will often result in your armies standing out more while providing a perfect backdrop and setting for your games of 40k. With that said, let's jump in and have a look at the latest additions to my collection. So I've got 3 new scenery pieces to show you today. I purchased all of my scenery from an eBay seller called 2009 Bragg Miniatures, all one word. I'll put a link to a store down in the description if you're interested, if you like what you see. I'm not sponsored by anyone or affiliated. I just think his terrain is absolutely fantastic, and it goes really well with my mat and with the theme that I'm running with my army. So yeah, 2009 Bragg Miniatures. His name's Tony. He is a professional painter of miniatures and custom built terrain with hundreds of happy customers. Me being one of them, extremely happy with every single piece I've ever had. He's completed loads of commissions for customers all over the world, and he's got loads of completed terrain on his eBay outlet, so definitely go check it out. And then if you also want to get in touch with him, please feel free to get in touch, as my studio doors are always open. So he's absolutely brilliant. I've never had an issue. His terrain's always been extremely well packed, turned up exactly when it's supposed to do. Like, honestly, I couldn't ask for a better eBay seller. So all his details I put down there in the description. Definitely go check him out. Absolutely brilliant. So looking at the terrain then, we start off with the smallest piece in the collection. It looks like a blown up, bombed out Imperial Church, and again, absolutely blown away every time I purchase one of these with the level of detail that comes through. So again, you can see, starting on the base matches quite well to my battle mat. And then you can just see the brilliant paint job that's been done on it, and then it's the small details as well. So you've got these dragon teeth tank traps, which have got like bullet holes in them, and then moving around into the inside, you can just see the superb paint job that's been done on the whole of the miniature. Just some broken debris and flooring. You've got a barrel that's been put on here, and then you've got these barricades. It looks like Rock Creek barricades that have been put here at the front, so defenders can fire out and get some protection, and what looks like a little bit of an ammo crate here. I love the gargoyles. I love these little details here on the roofing, the arches of the window. Honestly, I think it's absolutely fantastic and brilliant for games of 40k. Now, the next 2 pieces are actually come together to form a very large centerpiece for like the middle of your table, but you can keep them separate and use them at their separate points of the board. So struggled with this to try and get it onto my camera, but this is an absolutely huge piece. Again, it looks like a blown up Imperial Cathedral or something like that, and again, absolutely blown away by the quality of the terrain. Again, the paint job is fantastic. It matches the other smaller piece that I've got. I really did make sure that I was taking time to find the correct pieces to match the rest of the terrain and the board. And also, like I said earlier, terrain can be expensive. So if you're gonna get it, make sure you do your research, that it matches up to everything else that you've got, including your models. So yeah, the base again matches up to the rest of the terrain and the smaller piece. You've got these barricades here which are brilliantly made. You've got some fallen masonry, and then moving into the inside of the actual building itself, you've got the flooring's cracked and looks like it's all damaged. You've got the ceiling that's fallen down slightly. There's brilliant Gothic design that's all around, the gargoyles, the dragon teeth, and you can see like the Imperial Aquila on there with the small arms fire that's created holes in it, and then moving around to the front, some more gargoyles. The detail is fantastic, and it really adds to that depth and theme that you go for when you're playing your games of 40k. And again, you've got softer tones and contrasting colours. There's nothing too bright about it, and there's nothing that stands out too much, but when you're playing on it, you know you're playing on a piece of quality terrain. So that's why I've gone for this. Absolutely fantastic. And then moving on to the last piece, which I think is bigger than the previous one, we've got the other half of this Imperial Cathedral, and again, a fantastic kit that's been used here, painted up. The scheme and the colours all match all the previous ones, they all match the base, so it looks absolutely fantastic. And just imagine you arrive, you imagine turning up and seeing that this is what you're going to be playing on. Absolutely, it'll give you that real buzz when everything's set up. And as you can see, brilliant details on the inside. You've got like a ruined staircase here, which is fantastic. The insides look great. You've got some doors here that can be opened and closed. They're brilliant. You've got some obstacles again, some barricades, and then you've got this amazing Gothic looking model scenery here. The archways, the supports, the struts, the little gargoyles for the water to come out, the little drains. You've got some lights here. Again, the paintwork has been fantastic. You've got the dragon teeth there with the Imperial Aquila, the small arms fire, the debris. When this arrived, I took it out and I spent quite a while looking at it because it was absolutely fantastic. And every time I look at it more, I pick out a few more details. Like even underneath this staircase, it hasn't just been left bare, it's been painted underneath. It's absolutely fantastic. And this sort of scenery is something that, yes, scenery can be expensive. It's not cheap sometimes if you're going for some real quality, but then you're getting exactly that, is quality. And this terrain that I have will be with me for forever. It's not something that I'll ever sell or consider selling. It's something that's going to be in my collection forever, and I guarantee I'm going to enjoy playing loads of games of 40k on it. So yeah, really happy with this. And now finally I've got enough terrain to be able to mix it up a little bit, not have every single board the same. Brilliant, yeah, really happy. Let me know down in the comment section what you think, because I'm just blown away with this. I always look on eBay to see if there's scenery for sale, and I've never found any that's as good as this. So yeah, really happy, really glad I've got it. So this is it. I had a real issue trying to get both pieces together in the actual camera. I've stacked up a load of stuff to try and get it in the shot. But these are the two independent pieces put together to form that centerpiece. Now my board is a 6x4 board, and this takes up a vast section of it. So you can just really see how it really is a centerpiece for the board, and you can really build up around it and make it a focal point of the battlefield. So yeah, really happy with this. Can't wait to get some models on it and start rolling some dice and seeing how we get on. I think with this particular piece of scenery as well, when you're playing it, you can give scenery loads of different keywords, and what I'll do with this one is, instead of having it as one whole piece of scenery, I'm going to split it into two. So where it runs down the middle, I'll literally draw like a line across here and then a line across diagonally there, and then this part will be obscuring and this part will be obscuring. So basically what it means is that if you do tow into this piece of terrain on here, if it was one whole piece, then you could basically be shot across from the other side of the battlefield. But with it split into two, with an obscuring keyword, then you can be in here and still be safe and traversing across the battlefield. But yeah, really happy with this. So now what I'll do is I'll set the board up and how I would get it, and just show you how I get it ready for my games of 40k. So here it is, my board set up. I have left a piece just there undone, so I can go through it with you how I set the board up. But yeah, this is my board for my games of 40k. So yeah, it's a 6x4 map, but I have measured it off at the end, and yeah, this is the scenery all set up. Some of these pieces were on my previous video, and I've got all the new scenery in here as well. So we're just having a quick look over the board. I love these terrain pieces. They're absolutely gorgeous. The colours are nice and soft and toned out with the mat as well. So yeah, really happy. And I've played a couple of games of 40k on them already, just without the new pieces, yeah, and really happy with how they've turned out and how the board's turned out. So we'll have a quick look now at how I actually put the board together. So what I do is I use this neoprene mat. It's from gamemat.eu. I'll put a link to the description. I'll put a link in the description below the video. Again, like I said, I'm not affiliated with them, but they're fantastic mats recommended to me by another YouTube channel. And they're neoprene material, they roll out nice and flat, and they've got a printed design on them. And they're nice and soft for your miniatures and rolling dice. And again, you can see I chose this particular one because it matches to the terrain and to the basing on my army slightly. So yeah, that's that. And then this piece over here is the one we'll have a look at how we're going to put it together. And then with the boards, I try and make them as symmetrical as possible, giving an opponent, doesn't matter which way you play, just a real opportunity to get an equal amount of scenery. You wouldn't want something all the way at the top and then nothing for your opponent. So yeah, I try and spread it out as evenly as possible. But now let's check out this piece and actually how I get the table set up with the rest of the scenery on there. So first off, what I do when I've placed the scenery is I've got these stones. I just found them like in a car park that leads onto a beach. So I've got quite a few of these. So I just got a container full. And then what I do is I start with the bigger pieces, and what I do is I just put these just around the four corners of the model, and also some pieces around, just around there. And what this is doing is this is breaking up the bases that's actually on the models are actually based on. So you're just doing along there like that, dropping a few on the floor there, like that. All the way along, just in the four corners, and that instantly just starts to break up the shape of the base that the models are built on. Now, for gaming purposes, I don't actually use the bases, so you may think that the board looks quite packed, but it isn't. There's loads of areas for vehicles to come down. None of this is part of the actual included in the game rules. So it gives spaces for models to come down the back, vehicles to move down the middle, and so on. So once I've got the bigger stones there, and I might just put a couple there in the middle like that. Then we move on to some smaller model aggregate I got from a local hobby store. And what I do is I literally just tip that over there. And again, you can just see it's breaking up those bigger stones, working it around there, and around here, and that again breaks up the design of the base, and also those bigger rocks that you put like that. And then finally, to finish it all off, I bought some lichen from the same hobby store, And you get a pack of this, and it's a massive pack, and it's about, I think it was about £5. And I think that model aggregate was about £5 as well. And then what I do is I just get some pieces, and then I'll just put those in and around the corners, around there like that, and there, and there. Maybe a piece over on that side, piece there, and a piece maybe over here, like that. There we go. So that base has now been completely broken up and has given a real depth, added some depth and character to the table. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Is it something that you do similar? Is there anything you can teach me about setting up a board? I think I need a little piece over here like that. There we go. So yeah, we'll have one final look now at the board fully set up, and then yeah, that's it. Time to start rolling some dice and playing some games of 40k. And this is the board fully set up. As you can see, it's just some stones aggregating a bit of lichen with the models, and that's it. I've also got some old models from when I collected salamanders, so I've got an old rhino there, and then I've also got some tea lights with like some smoke effect on them. I found those on eBay, they were cheap as well. And then I've also got a drop pod over here with the same effects, and that just adds to break up some open spaces to give you some line of sight blocking terrain. So yeah, and then this is the section that we've just done, and as you can see, the base of the board is nicely broken up, and then that in there is quite useful in games of 40k. You can put your codex and your dead models and stuff like that. So yeah, that is my table fully set up. Anyone in the Poole or Bournemouth area fancies a game on the table, hit me up, let me know. Yeah, brilliant, can't wait. So that was my new scenery and terrain and how I set up my board for my games of 40k. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Do you like the setup? Is there anything you would do differently? I'd definitely like to hear your thoughts on it. So yeah, looking forward to playing some games of 40k on it. Might not be, I've run out of room now to be purchasing scenery. So unless I get a bit more storage sorted out, I can't get any more. But the good thing is that I've got enough that I can alternate all the scenery around. So hopefully mix and match and not get bored with the board layouts. So if you've enjoyed the video, consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you haven't, a thumbs down. And if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button down there in the corner. Switch on notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll hopefully see you next time.